Hey, welcome to the Neka Said podcast. And if you're new here, I'm Nika Williams, a planner girl, mom to an 8-year-old husband, and a die-hard Atlanta Falcons fan. At the end of 2016, I was happily fired from Amazon, which jumped off this online journey. After signing 2 clients within 10 days and booking out my services as a virtual assistant, I was thrown as the Facebook queen, and Coach Nika was born. All that to say, I'm a virtual assistant and a VA coach helping women realize they don't have to choose between work and their family. You can have both. And if you're looking for financial freedom while also having family focus, this is the podcast for you. You'll learn how to grow a business that fits into your personal life and not the other way around. Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of the Neka Said podcast. And after having a long but productive day, it was a must I talk about it on the podcast. More women need to hear this because I know I'm not the only one dealing with it, but I don't see a lot of coaches talking about it, which makes it harder to find the strategies you need to overcome it. It's February, so we are a little over a month into 2025. And I know it's around the time a lot of people fall off with making progress towards their goals that they have set in December and January. But this year, I have been so hell bent on achieving my goals. But I have to be honest, this is the hard part. Setting goals is the easy, pretty part. But grinding day in and day out and making strides to hitting that deadline for no one but yourself is the messy middle. No matter if you're late setting goals, have fallen off the horse, or want to rework your goals in a more stress-free way, it's the perfect time to realign with your business goals for the year and know how to achieve them. In today's episode, I'll share how you can set clear, actionable goals and stay consistent in working towards them. Goals that are not only achievable, but will also keep you motivated and on track throughout the entire year. We all have big dreams, but sometimes it's hard to break them down into manageable steps. Setting goals give you direction, purpose, and a clear roadmap to follow. Without goals, it's easy to feel like you're just spinning your wheels, working without any specific end in sight. It's jumping in your car and saying, I want to go on vacation. So you start driving. But where will you end up? How long will it take you? Did you prepare the car for a 2-hour drive versus a 7-hour drive? There's so many questions. And if you jump out there without any rhyme or reason, there's no telling where you'll end up. Or if you end up driving in circles for hours. I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound fun to me. I'm not the one that can just live life or whatever that means. I know what I want and I know having a plan will get me there quicker and with less stress. When you set clear and realistic goals, you're more likely to stay focused, take action, and avoid distractions. Plus, seeing your progress along the way is a huge confidence booster. Baby, and you're going to need the motivation. Just this week, I found myself working out at 9 p.m. Now, why would I do that? It's because after having a client call, accountability call, grocery shopping, Bible study, and studying for exam, that was the only slot of time I could find to squeeze a workout in. Before, I would have threw in the towel and said, I'll do it tomorrow. But like I said before, I'm so hell bent on my goals that I had to get it done. My body couldn't settle down until I got it done. My commitments to myself mean just as much to me as my promises to others. Even though I was tired, I thought about how I would feel checking off my goal for the week, month, year. How would I feel at the end of the year looking at everything I pushed through and accomplished, rather than the excuses I made about the time I didn't have? It's not about the dream. Setting the goal is actually about committing to the messy middle to turn into a reality. When I started my virtual assistant business, I set a goal to finally start and sign my first paying client within 3 months. It seemed impossible at first, but breaking that big goal into smaller steps made it feel achievable. And guess what? I hit the goal ahead of schedule. 2 clients in 2 days. All because this was my first time I took my goals extremely seriously. My mindset changed around this. Just it wasn't just something I wanted and desired. It was something I was going to achieve within 90 days. I'm not settling for anything less than that. I knew I had everything to achieve it. I just needed to be consistent and really commit to the messy, fast action day in and day out. The time between setting a goal and achieving it is where the hard work happens and why so many fall off. It goes from dream to time to take action continuously. Now we separate the dreamers from the go getters. But first, let's talk about how you set clear, no fluff goals. Because, of course, since I started my business in 2015, I've talked to hundreds, if not thousands, of women wanting to start a virtual assistant business. And that goal has been on their list for years. But they come to me because they continue to struggle to cross it off of the list. Why? Because you're setting your goals the wrong way. You're not strategically setting goals that make it easy and clear to achieve them. Let's talk about setting goals that are actually achievable. A great way to do this is by using the SMART framework: specific, measurable, actionable, relevant, and time bound. So, specific, what exactly do you want to achieve? Measurable, how will you track your progress? Achievable, is it realistic given your current resources and time? Relevant, does this goal align with your long term vision? Time bound, what's the deadline for achieving this goal? Did you know that people who write down their goals are 40% more likely to achieve them? So, yep, I want you to write them down and post them somewhere you can see them every day. I don't know about your memory, but mine is horrible. So, if it's not in my planner or posted on my wall, it's not happening. I need constant reminders, and just seeing what you're working on daily helps you to stay motivated to tackle that elephant one bite at a time. For example, if your goal is to increase your income in 2025, you might break it down to: I will increase my monthly revenue by $1,000 in the next 6 months by signing two new clients and raising my rates for existing clients. This is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. The key to setting your goals is consistency. It's not about taking huge leaps every day. It's about making steady progress, even if it's small, every day or week. So, number one, create a routine. Set aside time each week to work on your goals, whether it's brainstorming, marketing, or client outreach. Consistency builds momentum. It wasn't until I started implementing morning and night routines that I found myself more productive throughout the day. I was able to quickly form healthy habits, which helped me work on autopilot and make progress towards my goals without much mental capacity, which tapped into me hitting goals with ease. I remember the first time it happened. After I set a goal to close my rings on my Apple Watch for the month, in the beginning, I struggled to get my stand goals closed before 11 p.m. But after I restructured my morning routine, my rings were closing earlier and earlier every day. All my rings closed between 7 and 8 p.m., which matched up right with my night routine. It's all about finding a routine that works for you, and you do that by tracking your progress. Number two, track your progress. Document your milestones, no matter how small. Tracking helps you stay focused and motivates you to keep going. Habit trackers are my holy grail. I even use one for pitching in my business. Every month I send 100 pitches because through creating a routine, I saw pitching daily didn't work for me because some days were heavier than others. But tracking my progress for the month helped me realize this should be a monthly goal and not a daily one. Without you having a way to track your data, you won't know what progress you have made and what works for your lifestyle. Number three, accountability. Get an accountability partner or share your goals with someone who will check in on you regularly. I single handedly believe this is one of the main reasons I have the most success in my business, and I have been in business for so long. Shout out to my business bestie. She was with me from the early stages of my business and not only motivate me to hit my goals, but give me a different perspective of ways I can achieve them. You need someone who can take the blinders off and help you lay out a creative, personalized plan. But the power lies in the check ins. Who wants to show up to the meeting empty handed? This individual this invisible deadline helps me get more work done in a week than I can ever imagine because I not only don't want to let myself down, but in some weird way, I don't want to let her down either. Life happens. There will be days when you fall off track, and that's okay. The key is to getting back on track quickly and not letting setbacks stop you. When I first started my coaching business, I set a goal to grow my community and I stayed consistent with growing live daily for months. There were days I didn't feel like posting, but showing up, even when it felt hard, was the difference maker. I was able to grow my email subscribers to over 1K in 3 months and sign my first paid coaching clients in six. The more I pushed through the discomfort of being tired, not having enough time, or whatever the excuse was for the day, the more I accomplished. I felt after I did it. And the reward was even bigger. One of the biggest mistakes I see is people setting huge overwhelming goals and then getting paralyzed. The key to making big goals feel achievable is breaking them down into smaller, bite-sized tasks. Number one, you need to chunk your big goals into smaller milestones. Instead of build a successful VA business in 2025. Break it down into create a service package, reach out to 10 potential clients, launch my website. All of the smaller milestones lead up to the bigger goals, and it lays out the roadmap for you to accomplish it. Hitting the smaller goals along the way will keep you motivated, going to push Hitting the smaller goals along the way will keep your motivation going to push through the hurdles and obstacles along the way. Plus, all of those things need to happen before you can check off the big goal. Did you notice the pattern yet? We're going to break down these goals until we know exactly what we need to do every day. When you say, I don't know how to start my business, sign clients, hit 5K months, it's because you haven't broken your goal all the way down. Number two, set weekly and monthly check-ins. Create mini goals for each week or month to ensure you're on track. This keeps you motivated and moving forward. Every Sunday, I check in with myself and my goals and see what I have accomplished, what I didn't, what went well, and what didn't. That way, I know how to adjust for the following week to make it run smoother. If you don't look at the data, you can keep repeating the same mistake week after week, which will make it harder to accomplish any goal. Let's say your goal is to double your revenue in 2025. Start by figuring out where that increase will come from. New clients, upselling current clients, or launching a new service. Then break those ideas down into concrete action steps. In today's episode, we discuss how to set clear, achievable goals for 2025. Stay consistent with them and break big goals down into smaller, actionable steps. Setting the right goals is essential to your success, but consistency is what will keep you moving forward. I'm so grateful you tuned in today. Let me know how your 2025 goals are coming along because I am definitely cheering for you. If this episode resonated with you in any kind of way, take a moment to DM me on Instagram at Coach Neka and share your 2025 business goal. And if you're ready to set your goals with support, let's chat. DM me to get your hands on a free 5-day email course on how to start a profitable virtual assistant business. But until then, keep working. Thank you so much for joining me today, and make sure you check back next week for another amazing episode with actionable tips to grow your online business. In the meantime, leave a review and let me know your thoughts on today's episode. And if you want to see what I'm up to, check out my Instagram page at Coach Neka. Come hang out with other women on the same journey in the private free Facebook group, the Virtual Assistant Club. And remember, every day you're one step closer to the dream life you want. Keep going, girlfriend.